Yesterday we learned how to take your customers and segment them into various related activities. Today we learned how to assign value to those activities. For example, at the strategic CFO, what we would have done is we often improve profits at our clients. So we would have segregated between those clients that we improve profits to versus those clients that we recruit full-time employees. We would then take those segments and assign a value that the customer receives for each one of those segments. An example would be we come into a company and through applying our process, we improve profits 1 to 2% of sales. A $10 million company, that would be a profit improvement of $100,000 to $200,000 a year. That would be the value that that client receives for that service. On a full-time placement, the value would be a employee with maybe reduced turnover because our placements last longer than typical versus them doing it on their own. The next step that you would do is take your cost from your general ledger and match them up to the various segments. And there's two ways to do this. One is using variable costing. The other is using activity-based costing. Now, we don't have time to go into activity-based costing here, but in a nutshell, you take the functions and steps that you perform in servicing each segment and you assign the cost to those segments. For example, part of it might be calling on resumes in a full-time placement. You would take some of your administrative costs and apply it to that function. Other one might be invoicing the customer. And so you would then match up those costs and you would then look at your gross profit margins by segment based on the activities, highlighting those areas where you have a high value added and a low cost, or conversely you have low value added and high cost. In that case, you would want to either raise your prices or change your cost structure. Very interesting concept. I think it could be applied to anybody's business and would drive value. The other key takeaway that I received was the value of cutting cost versus raising prices. The nutshell is that most entrepreneurs want to raise volume. That in itself results in the lowest amount of net income increase. To have the most impact on improving profits at your company, you need to either raise prices, say 1%, or you need to cut your fixed cost 1%. Not your variable, but your fixed. Those two have the greatest impact on driving profits. Tomorrow, we're going to finally get into value billing, which is the whole crux of driving and improving profit.